Today's performance tip is on measurement. If you want to reach your highest productive potential, if you want to make more money in commissions, if you want to generate more revenue, you've got to measure. We can't improve what we don't measure, or we can't improve what we won't measure. Sometimes measurement feels like we're being called into the principal's office. We use measurement as a way to beat ourselves up, or as management to beat up our productive employees, staff, and salespeople. That's the wrong way to use metrics. If we use metrics to mark progress, to mark growth, it encourages development, productivity, and improved performance results. In sales, we often look at leading indicators and lagging indicators. Those are things typically measured. For example, number of calls made, number of attempts, or the conversion of number of contacts. Lagging indicators, things like total number of closes or the total dollar revenue associated with those closes. Those two things are important to measure, but that doesn't measure the sales process. If you want to measure how skilled you are, or how productive you are, or your performance outcomes, you've got to understand the process and break the process down and measure that. So for example, in the Griffin Hill Integrity Sales System, we use case open, needs audit, solution presentation, adapted solution presentation, closing interaction, and fulfillment and follow-up. By using those 6 routines, it shapes up the way we can measure the progress or the advancement towards the sale. When we ascribe a point value associated with each one of those stages of the sales process, we can now measure how productive you are. So for example, if someone scores 3 points at solution presentation, 2 points at adapted solution, and 3 at closing interaction, then we start to see not only how many points are you scoring, but where are those points coming from. That helps us to be analytical about the way we approach the sales process. If you want to be more productive, look for a way to manage the sales, to measure the sales process. Griffin Hill Scorecard is a great way to do it. But if you don't use the Griffin Hill Scorecard, find a way to measure so that you can measure your productivity. Second thing this helps us to do is to measure our proficiency. So for example, if you did 10 needs audits, how many of those needs audits resulted in a sale? Now you're starting to measure performance ratios or proficiency ratios. How skilled am I at the needs audit stage? And by the way, you do that same thing all the way across. What percentage of my needs audits go to solution presentation? What percentage go to adapted solution? What percentage go to close, etc. By doing that, you can discern, or you can diagnose a skill deficiency or a skill weakness. If you measure it, you can improve it. So, proficiency. Third important metric, one of the metrics that I love in the Griffin Hill Scorecard, is points to closes or points to revenue. By doing that, for example, for every 10 points, how much revenue do I generate? Or for every 10 points, how many closes do I get? That really helps me to improve both productivity and proficiency and performance outcomes. For example, if it takes me 20 points to get to a close, one of the things that I know, first of all, is every time I go score 20 points, I can expect a close. It keeps me motivated and keeps me working. The second thing it helps me to do, however, is say, what is it that I can do to become more effective and more efficient? What skill can I improve that will help me to improve that ratio? So you might work down from 1 close per 20 points to 2 closes per 20 points. That means 1 close for every 10. Now you've greatly improved your productivity and your proficiency by looking at that one metric. Now, also you can ascribe it to a dollar volume. For every 10 points I score, I generate $1,000 in revenue. What if for every 10 points I scored, I could generate $2,000 in revenue? When you start using measurement as a productivity, proficiency, and performance outcome improving mechanism, it helps you to reach your highest potential. If you want to improve commissions, if you want to generate more revenue, if you want to reach your highest potential, engage in good measurement. I've given you 3 good examples. It's up to you now to go forward. Measurement is our performance tip today.